up on the Q30 Newscast.
The Quinnipiac community mourns the loss of a faculty member.
And students voice their concerns about housing changes.
All this and more.
Coming up on the Q30 Newscast. Gotta go a little faster here.
Residential life is switching things up, and the students are not happy. With housing changes planned for next year, our Q30 reporters went out to gauge how students were feeling about them. Beverly Wakiaga and Callie Keys have the story.
I mean, I think it's just a matter of like whether sophomores really want to live on York Hill, or because I'm pretty sure that there's some people who want to live on York Hill next year, and take the shuttle to like maybe North Haven, but. I just know as a personal preference, I would rather be on main campus.
I just think like next year, if I don't live with all my friends on campus, some of them may be at York and some of them may be down here, so it may be like really hard for us to meet up and hang out when we're all usually on the same campus per grade, and so I just think it may cause issues.
Everyone's confused in there. This music is so loud. Students are Quinnipiac students are frustrated over the new way parking tickets are being issued. Public safety has switched over to a paperless system starting this year. What used to be a printed ticket is now sent via email. Many students claim that the violation is received in their junk mail. The ticket cannot be seen in the junk folder on a smartphone or computer mail app. If you're thinking you might have a parking ticket, be sure to check your Quinnipiac email in a browser window or MyQ under vehicle registration.
Sad news hit the Quinnipiac community Monday morning. The Dean of the School of Education, Kevin Basmajian, passed away from illness this weekend. In an email sent to faculty and students, Executive Vice President and Provost Mark Thompson described Dean Basmajian as an extraordinary leader and a strong advocate for the faculty, staff, and students of the School of Education. The Dean started at Quinnipiac in 2004 and as an associate professor and director of the Master of Arts in Teaching program, as well as the university's first faculty leadership fellow with the Office of Academic Affairs. In 2012, he was appointed interim dean and in 2014 promoted to the Dean of the School of Education. He has had several articles in accredited journals and was highly awarded. Visiting hours are from 3 to 8 p.m. on Friday, October 28th at the Spring Glen Church in Hamden. Funeral services are being held on Saturday the 29th at 10 a.m. with a reception following at the Rocky Top Student Center on the York Hill campus.
A Commons resident assistant was assaulted in Commons by a Quinnipiac student's visitor. Therefore, the assailant of the attack was not a part of the Quinnipiac community and was not a registered visitor. The incident took place in a common dorm room. The police were called and the assailant was arrested in Commons Circle by Hamden Police. She was charged on multiple counts. The RA was not injured, and the assault took place earlier this month.
The Best Buddies Club held their Friendship Walk car wash at the Hamden McDonald's this past Sunday. For $5, supporters could get their car washed and help out a good cause at the same time. Best Buddies has chapters all over the country and works to raise awareness and funds for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. The annual Friendship Walk is the #1 fundraiser for the cause, raising money for both those disabled and for Best Buddies chapters so they can continue to hold events like the car wash.
If you've been down Bobcat Way recently, you may have noticed some new changes. Callie Keys has an update.
There are many construction projects taking place on the Mount Carmel campus. These projects include improvement of walkways near the rec center, erosion control near Mountain View, and the Field and Sports Complex construction along Hogan Road. Over the past couple of days, Q30 has spoke to a few students about their feelings surrounding the construction.
Well, it's really loud and it like wakes me up before my alarm clock. And I have classes at 9 and I try to get as much sleep as possible because I'm usually up really late.
PSN published an article on the field construction taking place off of Hogan Road. They stated that the plans call for a new infillment turf field for lacrosse and soccer, and a building with locker rooms, restrooms, press boxes, and seats for 500 fans. According to QBSN's Hannah Cotter, the university has not released a date for the completion of the project, but it is expected to be finished during the fall of 2017. Many students have strong feelings about the construction going on around campus. Although it may be disruptive now, many students feel it will be worth it in the long run.
So if the construction does bother you, you can talk to the residence hall director or your RA, and they can get you in contact with someone else.
For Q30 News, I'm Carrie Golden.
With Election Day right around the corner, Callie Keys spoke to the QU community about their thoughts on this year's race.
With Election Day coming up on November 8th, there has been a lot of talk around the Quinnipiac campus about the candidates, their views, and whether many will even go out to vote.
I'm definitely leaning toward Donald Trump because, again, both of them are not the most ideal candidates. However, I know Donald wants to eliminate the corruption in politics and all that. And I just don't, Hillary Clinton, I just can't never agree with. She's a liar, she's corrupt, and there are many things, that she has done in the past.
Many students are upset that the university has not decided to cancel class to allow students to go out and vote.
I think it's the biggest day in our year, to be honest, because we're choosing who's going to run our country for the next 4 years. It's pretty big. And even if we had a day off, people who don't live too far away could go home, do their vote in their town instead of going through the hassle of getting an absentee ballot.
Since students do not have the time to go home to vote, many have requested an absentee ballot, so they are still able to mail in their vote.
It's a little bit different around college campuses because a lot of us do come from out of state, so I know I had to fill out an absentee ballot, so I do that on my own time. I obviously can't just go out to the polls anywhere and vote. I have to fill it out. So to me, it didn't really make a difference or not, but everyone likes a day off.
Certainly we could talk about whether it should be a national holiday for people who work. But I suppose, some of the things that come to mind in terms of helping students to vote would be to have polling stations more closer to a university. Many universities actually have polling stations within them, which makes it not necessarily requirement to have off, but that you can actually easily vote.
We're supposed to go home for the afternoon to vote, but since we don't have it off, it's kind of making it really challenging to get home on time, and I didn't register to get the absentee ballot, so I'm not probably going to vote.
Since Quinnipiac does not take the day off for election, you only have until November 1st to send in your request for an absentee ballot. For Q30 News, Callie Keys.
Aya Galal has this week's update on politics. Aya?
Thanks, guys. We are now less than 2 weeks away from the 2016 presidential election. Last Wednesday, we saw the final presidential debate. Though it was not as nasty as the previous debate, Trump did not commit to accepting the election results if he loses. He also called Hillary Clinton a nasty woman. According to polls taken after the last debate, Clinton now has a major lead and is up by 12 points. However, Trump has a 2-point lead in a new Florida poll, and Hillary Clinton, Hillary Clinton now has a major lead and is up by 12 points. However, Trump has a 2-point lead in a new Florida poll, and Clinton's lead in New Hampshire is shrinking. The past few days, Hillary Clinton hit the campaign trail with Elizabeth Warren and Michelle Obama. Today, Hillary Clinton is holding Get Out the Vote rallies in Lake Worth and Tampa, Florida. She and her surrogates will be campaigning in Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Ohio. Though there are just 13 days to go until the election, more than 9 million people have already cast their votes. The data suggests that Hillary Clinton is gaining strength in Arizona and other battle states. As we get closer and closer to the election day, federal and state law enforcement officials are concerned about violence following the results of Election Day. That's it for your political news update. I'm Aya Galal. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Aya. When we come back, we have an update on fundraising efforts from Q-Thon.
And for now, we're going to send you out into the piazza for some live Irish music. Stay with us. Alicia, right? Last name?
Take two.
Welcome back. We have the Director of Marketing, Brianna Alacia, here with us today. Thanks for joining us, Brianna.
Thank you for having me.
We hear the fundraising efforts for Q-Thon are in full swing. Can you tell us a little bit about the Halloween kickoff event?
Sure, so our Halloween kickoff event was this Monday, and we had a really great time. Attendees were invited to wear their costumes, and at the event we had fundraising opportunities through donations, and we also had registration opportunities. It was our first kickoff event, so this really got the community together through the Halloween spirit, and we had cookie decorating, we had a mummy rolling contest, and we also had two of our miracle children that we sponsor for Q-Thon. Their names are Allie and Colin, and they told their stories at the event, so it was a really great time.
That's so nice. And I saw Colin was dressed in a little Spider-Man or Superman outfit.
Yeah.
He looks so cute.
Yeah, he looks really cute. He's really involved with Q-Thon, and it's one of their favorite events, so it's great to support them.
That's awesome. We have a team as well formed for Q30, so we're very excited.
Yes, we're very excited about our Miracle Point Challenge this year, which is it's really an effort to get organizations like Q30 involved in Q-Thon. So what it is that two organizations are paired together, and what they do is throughout the year leading up to Q-Thon, they raise money, they register, they post on social media, and they attend events, and through that they get points, and whatever team at the end that has the most points will be getting like a surprise, so it'll be really exciting.
Hopefully we can pull through and have all those points.
I think so. Yeah, our main goal is to really make sure that participants really feel like they're really involved in the movement of Q-Thon, and that they're not just participants, and that they really mean something to our movement, and it really gets the community together.
It's a great cause. And people can sign up at qthon.org, right?
Yes, at qthon.org there's a link, or if they need more information, we're at qthon@quinnipiac.edu. If they want more information, they can email us.
Great, thank you. Thanks
you
for
so
joining
much.
us.
Thanks for having us. And we also have t-shirts that we wanted to give you guys.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Too legit to sit.
Too legit to sit. So these were last year's t-shirts, so make sure you come this year so you can see what our new ones will look like.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And this past week, Quinnipiac hosted a university-wide career fair with over 200 companies. John McBann has more.
Quinnipiac held a job fair this past Monday for students seeking future employment. The job fair was targeted for business, engineering, and health science students to get a glimpse of what kind of jobs are out there for their majors. Big names such as Nike, Affleck, and Starbucks were all in attendance. We got the opportunity to talk to both students and employers to see what they want out of the fair.
We
were required to come for our class, and we were just coming to see like what the industries had to offer.
And like she said, we have to come for a class, but we wanted to come explore the different companies that came so we could see if we have any interest in them.
The division that I work for is the hospitalist division, and I'm here looking to recruit PAs and APRNs who are graduating hopefully in the spring and can come work in our hospitals division.
Many alumni also came to the event in hopes to hire current students. Overall, the job fair was successful for both students and employers alike. I'm John McMahon for Q30 News. Now back to the desk.
Gamma Phi Beta's Eta Pi chapter held their first ever boot camp philanthropy event this past Sunday. This event was held on the York Hill volleyball courts. Its purpose is to support the sorority's philanthropic purpose of building strong girls. The boot camp was organized into outside yard games and obstacles played carnival style. The Beta Theta Pi fraternity held their dodgeball tournament in BurtCon this past Thursday. This 5-on-5 tournament benefited the American Cancer Society. Teams faced off bracket style with the ultimate goal of becoming the champions and taking home pink team t-shirts. Those who didn't want to play were still able to participate by buying pink cancer ribbons for $1 at the fraternity's table in the Student Center during the week leading up to the event. The fundraiser was a success and enjoyed by all participants.
Last Sunday, Community Action Project held a spa day at a senior living facility in Hamden. Benchmark Senior Living citizens had the opportunity to have nail care, hand care, and their nails painted by the members of CAP. The event was open to all the senior men and women.
A bus collision leaves 13 people dead.
And the Pentagon seeks money that they overpaid to soldiers.
Carrie Golden has the latest national news. Carrie?
A bus collided with a tractor trailer on Interstate 10 in Palm Springs, California, killing 13 people, including the driver, and injuring more than 30 others. Of the 30 injured, 5 are listed in critical condition, and 3 were listed as serious, while the rest were reported to have sustained minor injuries, including the driver of the tractor trailer. The bus was en route from Red Earth Casino in Salton City, California to Los Angeles, and most passengers were asleep at the time of the collision. The bus was operated by the Los Angeles-based USA Holiday Bus Tour Company. Although the immediate cause of the accident is still unknown, it appears that speed was a factor in the collision. The Pentagon is trying to recover money they paid to thousands of National Guard soldiers over 10 years ago. The Pentagon paid the California Army National Guard soldiers to fight in the Iraq War in places like Iraq and Afghanistan. Audits show that about 10,000 soldiers received cash bonuses as part of their widespread payment that resulted from Guard officials feeling pressure to meet enlistment goals at the peak of the war. Overpaid soldiers say the military should not be able to go back on their agreement because it would put financial hardship on those who took the bonuses that amounted to $15,000 or more. The California Guard overpayment is the result of fraud and mismanagement due to poor oversight, and Guard officials agree that to take this money back from military veterans is distasteful. California House Majority Leader Kevin McCarthy said in a statement, quote, that the Department of Defense should waive the payments and investigate the reporters to ensure our soldiers are fully honored for their service, end quote. In North Dakota, dozens of people were arrested this past weekend for their participation in demonstrations over the construction of the Dakota Access Pipeline. The demonstrations began when approximately 300 protesters trespassed on private property just 3 miles west of a state highway and engaged in escalated unlawful tactics and behavior. Protesters believe the pipeline will damage the environment and negatively impact the historically significant lands of Native American tribes whose reservations are near the pipeline route. Protesters believe this incident is another example of the abuse of power by law enforcement officials, while local police claim this weekend's protest was neither peaceful or lawful, as they were forced to shoot at a drone as it flew at law enforcement helicopters in a threatening manner, which was in clear violation of FAA rules. Demonstrations concluded through Sunday as protesters blocked the road with rocks, hay bales, and other items, making it unsafe for travel and resulting in the closing of the highway. 83 people were arrested during this weekend's protest, which serves as an example of the severity of the current standoff between law enforcement and opponents of the pipeline. That's all I have for your national news update. I'm Carrie Golden. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Carrie.
When we come back, Mike Iazzo has the latest weather report. back to the Q30 Newscast. Caitlin, the temperatures have really dropped this week.
Hopefully they're not here to stay, Brenna. Mike Iazzo is out in the piazza with our weather. Mike?
Thanks, guys. My name is Mike Iozzo, and this is your Q30 weather report. Tonight's temperatures will plummet down to 29 degrees Fahrenheit. It's very, very cold, so break out those extra blankets, break out those extra sweaters. It's going to be really cold in your dorms tonight. Tomorrow it's going to be windy and rainy with temperatures in the mid-40s, and today's temperatures throughout the southern part of Connecticut range from around 50 to 60s, topping off at 56 in Norwich. For the rest of the week, temperatures are going to stay primarily within the range of 50 to 60s with sunny skies. That's your weather recast. I'm Mike Iozzo signing off.
Coming up, Nicolette Archel has your full entertainment report.
Stay with us.
I could really go for a Ray and Mike's sub right now.
Come to Ray and Mike's and try our Philly chicken and cheese for just over $4. Giant cheesesteak subs and mouth-watering boar's head sandwiches for as low as $4.75. Q-Cash accepted just a mile down the road on Whitney, here at Ray and Mike's.
This week's trending topic is #that. We are your source for Quinnipiac entertainment news.
Good evening and welcome to Sports Pause.
In the end, we're here to win the championship this year.
Jess Fontaine now has that. She's going to take a ripper off the post, but she's going to come back.
And my number one, hold your applause, Bobcats fans, is Quinnipiac.
All right, Victoria, you know what time it is. It's top 5 plays of the week.
My favorite time.
What's going on in the entertainment world?
Babies, walk-offs, and the 13 nights of Halloween. Nicolette Archel has it all. Nicolette?
Thanks, guys. Tonight we start with some baby news. TJ Khaled and Nicole Tuck welcomed their son, Asad Tuck Khaled, on October 23rd. The baby's name means lion in Arabic. Khaled shared the major life event on Snapchat for all to see. He shared live videos, photos from the labor room, and even included interviews from the doctor himself. Congratulations to the beautiful family. As Justin Bieber continues his Purpose tour, controversial outbursts didn't stop. Screaming from the audience occurred as Justin tried to talk to the fans during the concert. After giving a warning to the audience, the pop star dropped the mic and walked off the stage. He returned to the stage after a few minutes to cool down and said, quote, we're just going to do the music. Obviously Manchester cannot handle it, so let's just do the music, end quote. Let's just hope that the fans have now learned their lesson so Justin can perform his shows as he wishes. Ellen DeGeneres is fed up and is silencing the divorce rumors once and for all. Ellen and her wife, Portia de Rossi, have been married for 8 years and say their relationship is stronger than ever, despite what the tabloids are saying. Ellen said, quote, Portia and I constantly say to each other, we are so lucky. Sometimes it's lying in bed at night before I go to sleep, and I just say thank you to whatever and whoever is out there, end quote. Over the years, the daytime talk show host has spoken out about the same subject time after time. Let's hope finally the rumors are crushed. With Halloween right around the corner, tune into Freeform for the rest of the annual 13 Nights of Halloween. All of the family-friendly movies are aired back-to-back for several hours each night. What's better than preparing for the holiday than watching the best movies of all time? Hocus Pocus, Halloween Town, and Sleepy Hollow, just to name a few. For more movie titles and the entire schedule, go to online to Freeform's website, freeform.go.com. Thanks, guys. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Nicolette. When we come back, John McMahon talks all things sports.
Stay with us.
How long is the show going to run for?
The pipes are calling. From glen to glen, I'm down the mountain side. The summer's gone, and all the flowers are dying. It's you must go and I must buy. But coming back when summer's in the meadow, and all the flowers will fade, I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Daddy boy, I love you so.
Our buddy John McMahon is standing by with all our sports updates for the week.
What do you have for us, John?
Thanks, guys. It was a busy
out-of-conference play in preparation in conference matchups. Over the weekend, the women's team faced off with the Eagles of Boston College in a home-and-home series. In the first of the two games, the Bobcats tied the Eagles 0-0 up on Chestnut Hill in Boston. The score sheet was different on Saturday, however, as BC defeated Quinnipiac at the High Point Solutions Arena by a whopping score of 4-1. The squad will look at next week's challenge, playing Yale and Brown on the road this coming weekend. The men's team also made a trip to Boston, taking up the Boston University Terriers Saturday night. The Bobcats lost 3-0, went 0-12 on the power play. The Bobcats bounced back Tuesday, however, defeating the University of Massachusetts Minutemen 3-2 on home ice. Tanner McMaster picked up the winning game goal for Quinnipiac in the third period, sealing the team's fourth win. They'll take a week off from game competition before firing up conference play against Clarkson and St. Lawrence next weekend. Volleyball continues their campaign as we speak, take on Marist College in Poughkeepsie, New York. They are currently 9-3 in the MAC and will have 5 additional matches after tonight before postseason action begins. Now we jump over the pitch. Women's soccer took on St. Peter's University at home today. Women's soccer ended up their regular season against St. Peter's, resulting in a win for the Bobcats of 3-1. Quinnipiac's own Jess Fontaine was responsible for the Bobcats going into overtime and eventually winning the game. With the women's team having a record of 9-6-1 overall and 7-0 at home, Quinnipiac punched their ticket for the MAC tournament this past week against Siena. This is the first time the Bobcats have made it to the Northeast Conference tournament since 2010. That's all I have for sports, guys. Now back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, John. Well, that's all we have for tonight. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Q30 News.
And check out our website, q30television.com.
I'm Caitlin Wardlow.
And I'm Brenna Oracoli. Good night, Bobcats.
How's it going?